Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a bronze Reinhardt player. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join the Discord in the description below and see what the rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. The title wasn't bullying. The title wasn't bullying, Joshua. Maybe the lead-in on the Discord was maybe a wee bit of bullying. But yes, we do some bullying here. Okay, so we're pushing out with Reinhardt, and the first problem is we're pushing out with Reinhardt on Gibraltar. That's a problem. Full stop. Even when everyone was like, hey, we think the meta might be Brawl, hey, Brawl's a pretty good way to play the game, even when that was true, running Reinhardt on Gibraltar wasn't great. Even in hard Reinhardt metas, running Brian on Gibraltar usually doesn't happen. And the reason for that is that Reinhardt just really struggles with high ground. He really has to go up there all by himself. He has to go up there not by himself, but he has to go up there without any help from his abilities. He has to be like, I'm going to walk, I'm going to walk, I'm going to walk. I'm going to try to clear this. I'm going to get shot from here. I'm going to get shot from out here. He doesn't like it. It takes him so long to rotate through the appropriate high grounds, to get control, to clear all of the opponents off of high ground. And if he doesn't clear them off of high ground, he ends up down here, getting shot from over there, getting shot from over there, getting shot from over there, up there, getting shot maybe from over there. He's just so unhappy if he doesn't take all the time to go clear stuff. And then we get on to second point, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's that spaceship that they get to shoot at me from. And I have to get all the way from one of these doorways, all the way going through here, pushing through, getting shot at the whole time, into here, where I've got some relief, before I can push back out here, and over here, and hop up here, and go get all the way from here, or here, or here, and remember, there's no path there, or here, to on top of this spaceship to do that, to get the cart from here to here. And then I have to win it again to get the cart from here to here. It's so incredibly painful. Trying to run Reinhardt on the first 2 points of Gibraltar is so incredibly painful. And by the same token, if you're on defense, your team is trying to hold here, and if they're able to come out with their dive comp and you have to drop to go fight their dive comp, and then their dive comp can just go over you and then have the high ground that you just surrendered, well, that sucks. We don't really want to be playing Reinhardt on Gibraltar, ever. If you have multiple main tanks in your pool, play a different main tank. Winston, Ball. And I think you do have multiple main tanks in your pool, so please play Winston here. Okay. You block it, good. Don't need to fire strike that, but whatever. Are you just pushing cart? If you're just pushing cart, you can push from behind. Okay. Not sure what you're shielding. Okay. Are you going to drop and swing at him? I really don't care about that Zarya bubble. Like, can we now swing at him? No. This is not good. You're just standing here in the open. Okay. Bring the cart down. Turn around. There's nothing to shield over here. The threats are from this way. Turn around and put your shield up. The threats are from over here. You know there's no threats over there. Block the ball. Block the ball slam. You got to swing so that your shield is between you and the impact part of the ball. And you only have to swing right before it impacts. You can be blocking this Zarya the whole time and then at the last moment swing and block the ball landing. Okay. I don't really want the fire strike there. Push the Zarya. Just walk at the Zarya, pressing W and swing. No! No! Charge is bad because when you inevitably miss the charge, and like even if you had better charge mechanics, charge would still be bad here because you wind up your charge, so you put your shield down, you kind of hunch over to do your charge, you go into this wall, and then you do this unwind motion before you're allowed to move, and then you're back to having control of your character. And if you don't hit the charge and get your 300 damage from hitting the charge, your options are you get nothing, and it costs you time. You get 50 damage from knocking someone away, and then you can't follow up on them with your hammer because you're Reinhardt and you don't want to knock people away, or you get 300 damage. This isn't good. I would much rather take my reliable 85 damage, probably times 2, that I could easily get, probably really in the time that I could do a charge, I could easily get this times 3, and I'll happily take that over, you got a chance of this, a chance of this, a chance of this. No. No. There's times where charges are more probable, where like the opponent's movement is contained. Like if I was trying to charge an enemy that was standing here and they were stuck here and I was standing here, yeah, a charge could work because there's not really anywhere for them to go, and that increases my odds of landing a charge. But I don't want to charge someone that's here or here. They've got all the space in the world to dodge me. And dodge me they can. It's not purely up to me to hit the charge. They have the ability to actively dodge it. Please don't walk back and forth. Walk directly at enemies that you want to swing at. We do not go that way, and then that way, and then that way, and then that way. We don't do that. We walk directly at enemies that we want to swing at with our shield up, and then once we get to them, if we have appropriate levels of health, we swing at them. We use our hammer, and it's beautiful. We do 85 damage a swing. It's silly. It makes us happy. Or we go, hey, I want to walk from cover to a new set of cover with my shield up. And then once I'm at that new set of cover, I can use that cover and drop my shield. But we don't do this left, right, forward, back, dance stuff in the open. That's not on our recipe list. That's not how we play the game. Let's try this again. Remember when I said that there are times that you use your pin? Well, here, you could think about using your pin. You could think about 180ing and trying to pin this Hammond into the wall. Short little pin from where you are into this wall because he's sleeping and can't move. Now, the truth is the nade will probably wake him up, but it'll still probably take him an instant to get moving. So if you're really fast on this, when you hear this sleep happen, you could do that. That would be reasonable because you have higher odds than normal of hitting your pin. Now, it's okay, going to be too late. And you swing, and that's fine. No. We do not do our left, right dance. No Rhine dancing for you. No Rhine dancing for you. You need this shield to let you walk at the Zarya. Walk at her. Walk at her. Walk at her. Okay, fine. Don't walk back forward. Why are you walking back forward? You have no shield. You needed to tuck behind this cover, or at least tuck behind the payload and crouch, but really tuck behind this cover and wait for your shield to recharge. Okay. Okay. You are so lucky that this and this are the only ones controlling high ground, that the rest of them have chosen to be on low ground here. If they had people here, and here, and here, you would be so doomed, so unable to do anything. But they're playing on low ground for you. Don't dance. Don't dance. You can push to cover. You can decide I am pushing to this cover to use it. You can decide I am pushing to Zarya, who I want to swing my hammer at. Those are both fine. You can decide you're pushing at Zen, who you want to swing your hammer at. You could even decide you're pushing to the doorway for some reason as cover if you wanted. Those are all fine. Or you could go back behind cart. I'd even live with that. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'd live with it. No. At least she's not looking, so her movement's a bit contained, but you didn't even... whatever. Swing. You could have known that the Zen was charging the right click there, but you didn't. Now you need to shield for a moment because you're discorded, and you don't have any armor. So when you have this purple tint to your screen, this purple tint that you see at the corners of your screen, that means that you're discorded by the enemy Zenyatta, and that means you take 25% more damage. You cannot afford to be taking 25% more damage. So what you need to do is you just need to get yourself behind cover. Because if you can break line of sight with Zenyatta for 3 seconds, the Discord Orb will drop off of you. It'll also drop if he moves it off of you, but he can't move it off of you. He's transcendencing right now. So you have to break line of sight with him for 3 seconds. And until you've done that, you basically need to hard shield to stop yourself from taking damage, and try to get yourself behind cover that'll clear the Discord. You have to. It's just too much damage. An extra 25% damage is huge. Where are you going? Where are you going? You've got to break this Discord. You're going to have trouble. There you go. It's gone. It's gone. You can swing at the Reaper. Swing at the Reaper. Please don't shield during the Valk. This Valk is giving everyone on your team 60 health per second, and if this Mercy was better, it would be giving everyone on your team that it's linking to anyways 30% plus damage, which means you won't do 85, you'll do 85 plus 30% to the 85 to this Reaper. You can take this Reaper out in like 3 swings, it'll be great, we'll do it, etc. Like, we want to do that, and if we take damage, no big deal, because she can flip back and heal us partially. Like, we have options here, but we have full health right now, and most of our barrier, we don't want to use our barrier. We want to swing at this Reaper. We don't want to fire strike the Reaper. We don't generally want to fire strike anyone at close range unless it's the finishing blow, because fire strike locks us out of the ability to shield. We can't change our mind out of a fire strike. If we swing, we can change our mind and put our shield up. If we swing, we can change our mind and charge. If we swing, we can even change our mind in Earth Shatter. We can't change our mind into a block or a pin out of fire strike. I mean, you walked into the mine. You lowered your shield and walked into the mine. That's going to happen. You can actually break mines at max distance with your hammer, and they won't hurt you. Fun fact.
This is not over.
But walking into it with your body, with your chest, that hurts. Short one. Okay.
Our duty is to move the payload. Get to it.
Please don't just give them shield to shoot at. You're Rhine dancing. You're Rhine dancing. You can't afford to do this. You see how you're already at less than half shield because you just danced back and forth here and gave them barrier to shoot at? You were thinking you're protecting your team. We don't care about your team. Your barrier is not for your team. I repeat, your barrier as Reinhardt is not for your team. No, it's not. If your team happens to hop behind you or hop behind your barrier as you're pushing from one set of cover to another set of cover, great. Glad they came along for the ride. But you were using that barrier for you to get from one place to the other. For you to get from one place to the other. Not particularly to help your team get there. Team came along, again, that's great. But your barrier is for you. You are a melee range hero, so you need this big fat barrier that has a fair amount of health, but not that much, to get to the opponents that you need to swing at. I'm serious. Think about the barrier that way, and you will fare much, much better as Reinhardt. Because if you start using it to protect your team like you did here, you're going to end up with not much barrier, and it's not going to be enough to get to your opponents. Or if you get to your opponents and then you don't have barrier, you won't be able to stabilize. You won't be able to go, I swung at my opponents until they got me down to 300, 250 health, whatever, and then I tried to shield so that I could get healed up a bit before I went back to swinging, and I didn't have more than 300 barrier left to shield with, and of course that doesn't work, and now I get crushed. It's important that you're selfish with this barrier. You could have pinned that. They had 0 ability to move. You can also spin, you can 180 and block that with your shield. If you put your shield between you and the epicenter, you won't get hit by the slam. Okay. What's the plan here? Are you just going to get overwhelmed? You going to swing at that Reaper or no? What are we doing? Yeah, you feel overwhelmed because all you're doing is shielding. Reinhardt's hammer is better than his shield. His shield is just to get him in range to hammer. It's to do more than that, but like that's how you primarily want to think about it. That's how you specifically primarily need to think about it. No, stop it. Stop just like looking around everywhere and being unsure where to go. Pick something and go after it. Could be the Reaper. It's not a wonderful matchup, but it could be a Reaper. You have a D.Va and a Moira. You could take him. Hey, Mento. Mentos and Frost. Hey, Mentos and Frost. How you doing? So Reinhardt, you need to get this grasp, but you can't just be like uncertain and doing circles here. You have to pick a target or pick a new set of cover and advance towards it. Advance towards it. Reinhardt does not function well when he's being indecisive. You're just not going to get much done, and you're really effectively not on the battlefield.
60 seconds.
Cool. Your Genji's going in hard, so you cannot be shielding right now. Your Genji's going in hard, so you need to walk in hard yourself and swing at things. Now, because you have the Discord, you could choose not to. You could decide dragging the Discord is appropriate, and that's fine. But go actually clear it behind something. You can't stand behind the cart. That won't break line of sight enough. You need to go actually clear it behind cover, or you need to trust that your Genji's about to take him down and accept it, and you can just walk forward. If you know that this Zen doesn't have Transcendence, you can walk forward because you know this Discord will clear it, but that's a little advanced. Now that the Discord is cleared, you should already drop your shield. You should drop your shield and already be swinging. You need to be in this fight. You need to be in this fight. Your Genji is nanoblading. Fight! No, we didn't need more ult poured in. We needed you to fight. I'm good. Have been watching for a long time now. Most of your YouTube uploads after you stream them. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to hear that a lot. That's really cool.
Payload has reached the checkpoint.
Please don't Rhine dance. Please don't walk back and forth like this. You can get behind the payload and push the payload from behind if you want, but I wouldn't even do that yet. I wouldn't even push the payload forward yet because I want your team respawned. I don't want the payload to go forward until your team is here, because if the payload goes further forward, the doors will start to close. And I like having this giant choke while you're attacking. Swing, swing, swing. Too slow. Don't dance. No left and right. Either walk at the Zen or don't. And if you don't give him a shield to shoot at. Good. No. Shield. Clear the Discord. Clear the Discord. Clear the Discord. Drop your shield. Swing. First time popping into a stream. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here.
Wait for me!
Why always stop?
Okay, so check on your team. You want to make sure that you have your team here, and then you push through. Do you know how many of your teammates are here? Are you sure all 6 of your teammates are ready? Turns out they're not. Now, you might choose to go anyways because your team is going, but usually you're the one who leads this charge as Reinhardt. So before you break the choke, before you go into this dangerous territory, you'd check where your team is, you'd make sure you have the number that you want, as many or more than the opponents are going to have, and then you'd go through. Cool? You're discorded. I don't really want you discorded. I'd back up and clear the Discord. Really, we should still be waiting on Genji, but whatever. Clear it. Clear the Discord. That Zen, it will drop. If you walk at this Zen, they'll drop, and then you'll be behind cover, and the Discord will clear in 3 seconds. Your team's not here. You can just try to leave. You don't have shield. Well, now you do. Put your shield up and back out. They're not taking this fight.
Destroyed. I'm not even close.
Yeah. Shield. Where can you clear this Discord? Clear the Discord. You just get blown up, even with Moira Coalescence going through you if you don't clear Discords.
This is my will.
I'll feel sad in the morning.
Nano minutes.
Why did you back up?
30 seconds remaining.
You're gonna find a shatter. Swing left and shatter. Okay. You have pin. You have pin. You're not gonna pin. Okay. That's your team. Yeah. That wasn't gonna hurt your team. Take space. Push up to the next set of cover. Earn it. Okay, there's something shooting you from behind, so check out on what that is, and now swing. Clear. Get yourself behind cover. Like, it would be nice to stop this Mercy, but you can't, so you need to go. You don't want to just stand here offering these people a shield to shoot at. See? That doesn't help you. You, at your level of health, are not willing to advance on this Mercy to swing on her. You don't have a way to advance on this Zarya to swing on her. So if there's nothing for you to do, if you're not willing to advance with this shield, and I wouldn't be at your health, then stop giving them a shield to shoot at. Just walk back here and play from here. And when you walk back here to get cover against them, you'll discover, oh, there's stuff I am willing to do back here. But you're never just standing. It's not never. It's incredibly rare. 95% of the time, you're not just standing in the open like this, giving your opponents a shield to shoot at. If your shield is up, you're going somewhere with it. You're pushing up to this Mercy that you want to swing at. You're pushing over to here because you're going to rotate up here. This is not a real rotation. You're never actually going to do it. But you're pushing up to this new set of cover. You're pushing up to get back here. That's how this works. Again, the pins aren't great. At your current level, you would mostly benefit from only going for pins if they are a counter pin. So the other Reinhardt is pinning you, a Doomfist is punching you, something like that. The opponent is asleep, or something really restricts their movement. Like they're here between two physical objects and they can't move very much. If you limit your pins to that right now, counter pins, their movement is restricted, or they're asleep or in some way stunned, those will probably do best for you if you limit your pins. But the bigger thing for you is for sure going to be being decisive, figuring out that it's not about being this shield wall, this firing platform for your team. It's about going, hey, my shield is to get me to opponents that I can then swing at. I can swing. I can't just stand there with my shield up. I can't be in the open with my shield up. I can't do any Rhine dancing like this. I gotta get to opponents that I can swing at, because the hammer is the best part of my kit, not the shield. This seems like a good one for my friend. Make a decision through positioning as Reinhardt. Yes, Reinhardt must be decisive. The hero design is very dependent on being decisive. You could say everyone has to be decisive, but Reinhardt gets punished particularly hard for being decisive.
0-1. Switching sides.
And people seem to intuitively have some wrong think about him, this belief that they should just stand in front of their team with their shield up. And that is not what you do Reinhardt for. Reinhardt doesn't really stand anywhere with his shield up. He uses his shield to get to people he wants to swing at, or to get to a new place where he can recharge his shield. He doesn't plant with his shield up unless he's right in front of an opponent, but he doesn't want to swing because he's low health. That would be called stabilizing, and that's the only time he stands with his. That's one of the only times he stands with his shield up. But he's put his shield up for him at that point, not for his team.
Keep the skies clear for me.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Someone calls it ambulance.
Okay. Just got the notification that you're reviewing my VOD. Thank you. Please go hard on me as much as you want so I can be better. Is Temporal going to bully this Ryan into a loss? Maybe. No problem, man. I'm glad you got the notification, and you'll catch the back end of this review, and then you'll be able to go back and re-review the first part. But I wouldn't rewind yet to watch from the beginning. I would continue watching live so that you're here when we get to the end, so that I can answer any questions you ask, and so that you can have me live as I'm giving you your summary to make sure you understand it. Okay, so generally as Reinhardt,
The payload.
you're going to find people will start up here, which is fine. You can actually do a Gibraltar hold where you go, hey, my Reinhardt is going to hold from here, and we're actually going to treat this like the choke. That's a thing. That's not terrible. This, you don't really want to hold it here. This isn't as good. This Fire Strike isn't amazing. Again, don't really want to be playing Reinhardt on Gibraltar in the first place. No, no, no Rhine Dance. No Rhine Dance. Please, no. Please. Again, if we can't hit our opponents, we're just going to stand behind cover and be like, yep, I'm behind cover. You can't see me. Oh, my teammates want to shoot at you? That's perfectly fine. My teammates can peek. My teammates can peek. If my teammates want to shoot at you, they can peek, but they have this thing called hard cover that they can use to peek from. They have hard cover, not my shield. My shield is for me. My shield is for me to stabilize with. My shield is for me to get to my opponents or for me to get out. So I can enforce this space by standing right here and swinging into the open while still being hard to shoot at. That's how I can enforce it if I'm going to play on this low ground. Oh, thank you for the sub. We don't really want to Fire Strike in the open like that. Just like our swing is better than our shield, in a lot of situations our swing is better than our Fire Strike too. You don't want to dance back and forth. Why are we shielding? We can't shield the monkeys. Oh, that's our monkey? Okay, fine. No, that is their monkey. Yeah, we can't shield the monkey's damage. I want to swing at this monkey. This monkey is getting to hurt you and your shield and your Zarya and your BAP right now. Don't let him hurt you and your shield. Swing your hammer. No need to let him do that. Swing your hammer or leave. If you decide, hey, I'm too low health, I don't want to be here, cool, leave. Go back here. Excuse me. You're just playing a Fire Strike. No, we're not a Fire Strike bot. We don't shield until we have Fire Strike up and then Fire Strike and then go back to shielding. That's not what we do with Reinhardt. That's not what we do with Reinhardt at all. If we want to throw Fire Strikes, we get to places that have cover, like say here, and we start to throw our Fire Strike. We have a wind up for it. We peek, we throw our Fire Strike, and then as the unwind animation is happening, we tuck back behind cover. That's how Fire Strikes work. Fire Strikes are our long-range thing when we have hard cover. If we'd been here and they were back at spawn, we could be like, start my Fire Strike, aim and throw it, and then during the unwind unpeak. At close range, I don't need to Fire Strike. 85 damage versus 100, I will happily take my 85 damage from my swing that I can cancel my way into shielding, into charging, all that stuff during. I will happily take that. Okay, you're allowed to shield her res. Why are you here? Are you here because you're going to shield and walk up at the Zen? I don't think you have enough shield for it. If you're not going to do that, you need to leave. Don't give him a sightline on you. No, why are you here? You don't stand here. You stand here. You see how that works? So the Zen can't see you? But if they try to push any further, they push into the space that you swing, or they rotate out here and then they're close to you and you just step forward and you swing at them. That's how it works. Okay, but again, do it from here. You see how that works? They can't see you, but you still aren't letting them in. You aren't letting them help out their Winston. That's what we want to do. That's how we actually enforce space as Reinhardt. No, I don't need you to protect your lamp. I need you to protect your life and your shield by being at the corner. Or I need you to go, well, forget it. I'm going to walk in and fight. I wouldn't recommend you walk in and fight because their Winston is already in and you'd like to let your team deal with the Winston first. But hey. After the Fire Strike, you tuck behind cover. You tuck behind cover. Yes, I'm going to beat this dead horse. You're Rhine dancing. You're Rhine dancing. Push up, push up, push up, push up, push up, push up, push up. Okay. You can either push up to an enemy you want to swing at, push up to an enemy you want to swing at, or push up to this new corner, this new set of cover, and be like, this is my thing. It's not really a very good cover because the opponents are in front of you, so you should push up to enemies that you want to swing at. That's how this works. You can't stay here. You don't have cover, so you're not allowed to be here. You see how this is? You don't have cover against your opponents, so you're not allowed to just shield here. You can use your shield to advance on enemies that you want to swing at. That's perfectly fine, but you can't just stand here. You could also say, oh, I really don't like it here, so I'm going to go in here to cover. I'm going to go in here to cover. I wouldn't recommend either of those right now. There's not a particular reason, but if you're going to put your shield up, or if you're just going to exist here in the first place, you have to move to a new place to do something, and that is the enemies that you want to swing at right here. This is not okay. Nope. Swing at her. Great. Okay, you can shield to get your orientation for a second, because they transcendenced and mind. Okay, and then you decide where you play from. Are you going to swing into mines? Are you going to retreat to something resembling cover? Are you going to retreat to something resembling cover? Are you going to try to pin on someone that you can get an elimination on through Transcendence? Not Winston. Not Hammond. Yeah, looks like you're going to have to retreat yourself to cover. That's the best thing you can do. Or you're just going to go right to point and try and stall point. No, you can't do this. You can go to point. You can go to point and try to stall on point and just be like, I'm going to get eliminated slowly on point, because if you do that, the cart stops moving. But you can't do it here away from... Why are you backing away? You're not going to get out. You're not getting out. And the cart's moving this whole time. No. No. Chaos Dragon asks, Temporal, I love your stuff. Can you do a tier list of OWL players on their mains? Ooh, I do not watch every OWL game. I know that's blasphemy, but I do not watch every OWL game. So probably not, to be perfectly honest. It's really, and I'd be really hesitant to rate OWL players based on, hey, like, I'm absolutely authoritatively rating this player based on anything less than, I'd say like 4 games of seriously studying them. I'll probably, like, I can make pretty good estimates with less than that, but I'd be hesitant. I'd be hesitant to do that. But I could, like, pick a hero and go do it for that or something. Rating OWL players on their mains, it also become such an interesting thing. But I could do some more OWL ranking stuff. I could do some more OWL stuff in general. I've done less of that this last month or so. So yeah, I could get back to doing some more OWL stuff. So I know who to watch and learn from. That makes sense. I see the goal there. Yeah, I can do something for you. Yeah, you're looking for study material to get better at support. Totally understand. I recognize my reviews, my pro level reviews or my pro player reviews in my playlist for that on this channel. But yes, I can certainly make sure I'm doing more stuff in that vein so that there's more to watch there. Maybe you can review the meta and say how it could be better. Well, I don't know. Not have Moira in it. Not have Coalescence every fight. Like, you guys know my opinion on Moira, how she's... You're doing it wrong. Like, if she's meta, it's being done wrong. Moira needs some love. Moira needs something to make her work. But in her current state, if you're not going to make her different, a meta where she's actually meta means it's not going to be a very good meta. That is not a I hate Moira thing. That's Moira, just the way she works, she doesn't enable angle play terribly well. She's just a healing fire hose. Like, okay. Anyway. Thanks, you're responsible for a 400 SR climb from silver to gold. Please keep it up. Happy to hear it, Chaos Dragon. You put in the work, though. You did the climb. I'm glad that my content was able to help. I'm glad any questions I answered for you were able to help. But, you did some of that work, too. It's not all me. Moira has no utility and it's so boring to watch and play, basically. Okay, so we're pushing up here. You have your shield. You can push up with your shield, or you can check on your team status, and you can decide, I don't want to be here. I don't want to have pushed up yet. Why am I here? Too late. My soldier's already here. I guess we're taking this fight. Okay, and now you just shatter the supports. Shatter them.
Hammer down!
No. Yeah. Oh, okay, we were seconds from the end during that. Okay, so. Your Ryan has some things to work on, definitely. The first thing I want your Ryan to work on is I want you to be decisive. And the way we're going to get you the most decisive is you're not allowed to stand with your shield up. You're not allowed to stand with your shield up unless you've already swung on someone. Just like etch that into your mind. You cannot stand with your shield up unless it's after you've already swung at someone. So you could go, hey, I walked at this Zarya with my shield up, then I swung at her, and now I put my shield up to let my Ana heal me back up, to let my Moira heal me back up, to let someone heal me back up, so that I can swing more, but you can't stand anywhere with your shield up unless you've already swung on them. You can't go, oh, I'm going to be here and I'm going to fire strike, then shield, then 6 seconds later I'll fire strike again. You can't go, I'm going to put my shield up so that my team can shoot through it at the opponents. Those aren't things. Now, you can do some level of, hey, I'm stalling a cart defensively in a team fight that we've already lost, but you should be getting swings in a team fight that you've already lost, so it should still work. Like, that's what I'm giving you as a simple version. The real answer to this is when you're playing Reinhardt, you go, hey, I have my shield. My shield is to get me to opponents that I want to swing at, or my shield is to get me to cover that I want to use, or to get me back to cover that I want to use, or to stabilize. But I don't just stand in the open to do that. So the second thing I want you to work on, after you've got this better shield usage in your mind, after you stop doing this in the open with your shield up, is, well, where should I be playing then? Well, I should be playing on these corners as Reinhardt, these corners that I can swing into the open from. That's my bread and butter as Reinhardt. These corners that I can stand here and swing from. These corners that I can stand here and swing from and have some protection. And if the opponents shoot at me, I just back up. And if the opponents try to walk forward to push the cart, I step out and I swing into them. And it's beautiful. So, like, we want this corner play. We want this shield management, and we want to, in general, just be decisive. I don't want to give you more than that. Like, be decisive is the real theme of this gameplay, but the two specific ways I want you to do that are I want you to work on playing from corners, and I want you to specifically use your shield to get to people that you want to swing at, and to get from one set of cover to a new set of cover. From opponents that you're swinging at to a new set of cover. That's what I want you to do. If I were to give you a third thing, it would be, hey, ease off on the charges. Only do charges when people's movement is contained, when people are in some way stunned, slept, whatever. Those kinds of things. But really, I would limit you to the first two. You're going to get way more benefit out of playing that. So I've basically redesigned your Reinhardt. I've basically thrown out your Reinhardt and redesigned it, but I promise the newer, better model is great and it works fantastic, and you're going to be like, oh, this is how I play Reinhardt, and it's going to feel so much better. Looks like we're getting a little bit of buffering here. Sorry about that. If you guys have questions, go ahead and throw them up in chat now. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate that. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what sort of promos, events we have going on. And also, if you're looking to ask me questions live because you're watching this in VOD format, the best way to do that is in the Discord. You can go to get notifications, react to get the watcher role, and then you'll get pings whenever I go live. So you can show up if you're free and see the review and then have this chance to ask questions if you have those. That's going to let me understand, do you understand it better than other ways that you might be able to ask me questions in the Discord, in YouTube comments, etc. I still try with those, but I don't get to everything. Whereas I do a question and A at the end of every stream, so you guys can catch me live, ask those there. Okay, so let's take a look here. This is such a big mindset change. My team always tells me to shield up and protect them. Your teammates are wrong. Your teammates are wrong. Completely wrong. I don't care about them. You can even remove yourself from chat. That's fine. If you want to just remove yourself from voice chat, that's not going to bother me. Even as Reinhardt, that's not going to bother me. You are playing with your shield as a tool for you. Your shield is a tool for you to get two enemies that you want to swing at. Corners, hard cover, things like the cart, things like this forklift, things like this are cover that you can use and cover that your teammates can use. If your teammates want to shoot through this door, that's great. Ash can step behind this forklift, peek from it, and shoot. She does not need you putting up a shield for her. She may want you putting up a shield for her, but you don't care. Because if you put your shield up for her, she's not going to use it very well. Even if she was GM, she's not going to use it very well because I promise if she was GM, she wouldn't trust your shield. She would go find better cover like this forklift to shoot through this door. I'm assuming this door is open because the payload is going through it. And she would do that. Like, that's how it is. And if you're using your shields for that, you're then not going to have enough shield to advance on the Roadhog that you need to advance on to swing at, to advance on the Zarya that you need to advance on to swing at, to get to the next set of cover. Because you can take a lot of damage. If the enemies focus you, you can take a lot of damage. And if you've been donating shield, hoping that Deadly Kitten here will get a shot through it to get an elimination, wrong team, but whatever, you're going to be disappointed because then you're going to have to wait more time to get your shield back before you can actually push. And in that time you're waiting for your shield to recharge, one of your teammates, lemmings, whatever, will probably go through, peek an open sight line, and get eliminated. And then you'll have to wait another 20 seconds for them to come back. All because you were waiting 3 seconds, 4 seconds for your shield to recover because you were trying to let it be a firing platform for someone. Really bad to use your shield as a firing platform. There's only very rare situations where you do that. Occasionally you'll do that for a window. More often when it actually gets used like that is when you're being threatened from multiple angles and you need to specifically clear one angle first. So say you have an opponent up over here and an opponent up over here, you might excuse me. You might put your shield up specifically to shout at your team to take shots to clear this person off this high ground with range damage to make them leave, and then you just go back to your normal thing where you use your shield to advance, etc. But that's a niche situation, and I don't even want you devoting brain power to that. Yes. I do have a specific video about Rhine shields and fire strikes. If you look in my channel in the playlist, it is Hero Mini Guides, and that will have a great Reinhardt mini guide for you. It's not everything you need to know about Reinhardt, but it's enough to reshape your specifically Reinhardt style right here, and it'll do a lot for most Reinhardt players. Okay. Reddit is full of people who keep insisting Ryan is a shield bot. Yeah, it is. So Server Scrim V3. Also, what's up with the Llama Bandit thing? I've chatted with Llama. Llama and I have a plan for that. He's on what, week 7 of that? I can check. Llama and I do have a plan for that. 7 weeks. I don't know if he's 7 weeks into it or if he's got 7 weeks left before they're ready. But our plan, we're not doing our own like academy thing where we're raising a team out of, the roots to go brawl that team, to go fight that team. We are putting together a team that will be an appropriate challenge for him. Like the YouTube event of, we're doing the Bronze Bandits and we're going up from Bronze to Plat and, whatever we can along the way. That's his event. The combined event is an event where, hey, we'll put up a team that'll go contest him. And that may be a 6-stack that I've worked with that has been rising over time, or it may be a collection of players, and it'll be a collection of players that have been, doing work in this Discord that I've done coaching with, etc., that are at the appropriate level to play against them. And we'll do a couple scrims to make sure that if we go that route, to make sure that they're ready, but we have not forgotten about that. That's happening. As for server scrims, yeah, that's a good reminder, and the schedule isn't too full anymore, so yes, I can schedule some of those. When Monkey is using his gun, you mentioned to put my shield down and swing. Should I try that if there's someone else shooting at my team? It depends. It depends on the situation. It's less so someone shooting at your team. Again, what's this someone shooting at your team? Banish that thought. Banish the, there's someone else shooting at my team, so my shield needs to be up. Excuse me? Excuse me? You mean there's a monkey in range for you to be swinging your hammer at? The real question is, do you have enough health to be swinging at the monkey? And if you don't have enough health to be swinging at the monkey because the monkey plus other people are hurting you and you don't have any armor and such, you might choose to keep your shield up because you can't afford to take the other damage. If other people are taking damage or in danger from being shot at, well, they're standing in the wrong spot. You're Reinhardt. You're a melee range hero. You have to use your shield to get to a hero that you need to swing at. Other people, if they're being threatened by a McCree that's behind the Winston or something, they're standing in the wrong spot. That's on them, and we don't care. Not only do we not care, we can't care. If we try to care, we put ourselves in a situation where, again, we don't have enough shield to do our job, or we're trying to shield too much and we're not getting enough hammer work done. And hammer work is how we get our ult. It's how we put real pressure into team fights. It's how we actually get eliminations. Our hammer is what we actually win the game with. And I don't mean hammer down, I mean our swings. I'll definitely be looking through his past videos for more Ryan stuff. Happy to hear it. When is the next mini guide and who's it going to be? Soon. It's soon. And I think the reason that it's taken me so long to do the next one is I feel like the next one should be about a DPS, and I just couldn't make up my mind on which one because there's so many DPS and none of them sees such disproportionate playtime except for McCree, who I didn't really feel like doing. But I'll probably just say deal with it temporal, and I'll probably just do whatever makes sense, which might not be a DPS. But that's fine. Or it might be a DPS. Maybe it'll be Moira. Maybe it'll be Echo. Maybe it'll be McCree. Okay. Temporal, can't you see? Temporal is the superior coach for me. I'm glad you finally see it that way. I'm glad you see it that way. Okay. Okay. Sombra, Symmetra. I'm getting votes here. Echo. Okay. Okay. JP, that's a name we don't see in chat a lot. Good to have you here. Torb, he's not the throw pick you think he is. That could be fun. That could be fun. Okay, I think that's going to do it. Please do, if you're enjoying the content, like and subscribe. Oh. I'm not gonna. There's already the content creator war going on there. I'm not getting into the middle of that one. You guys know my opinions on that. If you're frequent watchers of the channel, you know my opinions on that stuff, and you know my opinion in general around the incident where that content creator war happened. I don't need to get into that one because I don't need that battle. Like the battle doesn't matter because the best stuff is right here on Temporal's channel. That's where you get the best Overwatch coaching, the best Overwatch advice. So everyone else is bad would be the way to look at that. Everyone else is bad. Not really, but hey. Okay. Okay. That's going to do it. So I'm going to go call it here. Thanks, guys. Temporal out.